Hey guys, this is Tom Hanks. Welcome to another stream, and today we will have another race in the Tom Hanks racing series. So I'm starting BeamNG right now. Sorry, I don't know if you could hear that drilling there, but yeah. Can't really turn that off, unfortunately. Yep. They're doing some construction work right now. So I thought they had stopped, but here it is again. Anyway, this is race 2 out of 3 in round 2 for the Tom Hanks racing series. It'll be on Jungle Rock Island hill climb, and I'm going to start with my own car right here. Give me a moment. Alright. So. Alright. So. Jungle Rock Island hill climb. This is quite a technical asphalt stage. And we start with a tight left-hander here. Second gear again through there. And then in this coming section we're using mostly third gear. Quick shift into fourth, but then back down to third. Should have lifted there a little bit. Alright, so a little bit wide on the exit there. Better line through that corner this time. So remember, I can't go flat through here. And there's a deceptively tight chicane coming there, for which I was a bit late on the brakes. This left-hander here kinda is a weird one. It starts as a second-hand turn, it kinda tightens and then opens. Alright. A little over halfway through the stage. The corner was a little bit tighter than I remembered. Okay, but this one here we can take in fourth if we're good, then brake again into third. That braking point for that corner over the bridge is quite bumpy, and this corner is deceptively tight. And we're across the line in a 149.1. Yeah, so that's the stage. As you could see, pretty darn technical, not that easy. And I'll go again just to make sure that that I got all the corners down and properly memorized. See, it tightens and then opens. And up the hill. Little two-wheel action. Oh, and okay, well, that was a bit that was a bit too aggressive there. Good land there for the most part, wide there. Well, you know what? I feel like I got the hang. Hey, John to 87. How are you doing? Even though that run ended prematurely, I feel like I got the hang of the track already. I set a decent time earlier. I'm warmed up. So now let's start with the Wells Racing Tier 2, which is currently in last place overall, which is why we go first with this one. And yeah, we go in reverse order of the current overall standings once again. This is just really soft, and you can see it wobble like almost everywhere. Yeah, this is just... It's just way too soft. It doesn't have... It almost feels like the body wants to do something different from what the chassis wants to do. It feels like there's a kind of disconnection. It understeers, it wobbles, it wallops, it has rolled on a couple different tracks before. Whoa. Barely didn't scrape the side plank there, side rail. 152.2. Yeah, not great, but this did come last out of all the cars that we still have in the field on all previous occasions. So, you know, we're working our way up from the bottom. Next in line, which did actually do fairly well last time, was the Cordelia Simba. It came third to last in the previous race, but it wasn't far off of like third or fourth place. Like, it was pretty tight there. Oh, hey Ananas, how are you doing? To be honest with you, there isn't much that's really wrong with your car that I could find so far. It's just that it kind of gets outclassed by some of the other cars. Or in other words, it's a good car to drive, it's just not fast enough for one reason or another. Which is a sort of, you know, review that my cars tend to get as well. And when I compete in other people's challenges, it's always like, yeah, it's great to drive. It's just not quite fast enough compared to some of the competition. So I feel, yeah. There we have quite a bit of understeer, but lots of cars will understeer there, because that's just a very difficult corner. Hey Adderall, how are you doing? .6 for the Simba. All right. 1.5 seconds faster than the Wells. Next is the Bakerfield Acre. And we will see, because this car came third on the rallycross stage, so we will see how it does here. It didn't do extremely well on the last tarmac stage, the street stage, but who knows, you know, might be better here. Because it's I don't know, the street stage just has a lot of like really like 90-degree and really tight corners. Maybe it's gonna be a little bit better here. That was me being late on the brakes, I apologize for that. Because that would have cost a lot of time there. Especially had I actually tried to preserve momentum and hit the rail and then damage the suspension. There we go, got round. You see the longer gearing that this car has, it was an advantage on some stages, a disadvantage on others. Here it seems to work well. This corner is tighter than you think. $149.3. Okay, it's gonna take the lead for now, but we have 6 more cars coming, so pretty good performance overall though. I was happy with that one. Next is the VHOR 1145. Now what's interesting about this car is that it came third in the very first race, then had 2 pretty poor performances, and then came 4th last week. So, I don't know, it's just, this one's been pretty up and down. But it did do well on the street stage, it came third there, so if that's any predictor, then it should be good here. Late on the brakes there. Now where the wells often feels like it's too soft, this sometimes feels like it's too stiff. On those bumps, did you see how it kind of bounced from side to side? Still gonna finish the run even though we damaged the suspension and the car was pulling to the right for the last part of that run, but Don't think it affected the time too much, 1:49.4. Behind the Bakerfield Acre, and again, a not so convincing performance, I think. Style points. Next is the Armor Motors Rallyhawk, which has been extremely strong for the most part, except for last time. This has always been the quietest car in the competition, so not really much I can do about that. But the front end of this is really nice and pointy. Of course, you will still get some understeer if you don't get the line properly, but yeah, honestly, this feels like a very solid car. It always has done, it's just never quite made the top cut. But I think it's gonna do it here. 1:47.8, now that's a new benchmark. 1:47.8, that's 1.5 seconds faster than the previous leader, the Bakerfield Acre. We have 4 more cars coming, but that was a very strong performance. Up next is a car that made up a good amount of points last time, the Saishin Boken. And this one, I think, like it had its worst performance at the Rallycross stage, but that track was like really, really close. So yeah. Yep, Teacup's car indeed. Let's see what I can do with this thing here. Got all of the braking points just about spot on so far. That was not the right braking point right there, but... Just like the VHOR, this car is now pulling to the right, but we're gonna finish anyway with a 148.7. Now that's almost a second behind the armor, which shows how impressive the armor was. Still second place for the Saishin at the moment, but the armor, that's in a class of its own as of right now. Let's see if the Mara can match it, because this has been phenomenal on the street stage, which has a lot of, which is also on asphalt and also has quite a few like tighter, twistier corners. And so it came second on that track. So let's see what it can do here. This definitely has shorter than average gearing. This was like the only car in which we went up to 4th gear before the first left-hander there. I went a little bit too enthusiastically into that corner. But yeah, the shoulder gearing definitely helps hurl it up the hill there. Well, yeah, that's not gonna work anymore. Did run wide a little bit there because it hit an unfortunate bump in the middle of that corner. thought I was gonna lose the car there when it went on two wheels. $147.5. We have a new leader. Wow, that was just absolutely that was on the edge. I don't think I could have gone any faster than this, and I think you saw how many risks I took on that run. I think I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think that out of all cars in the field, the Mara has the most responsive front end, aka it turns in the quickest and the sharpest out of any car here. The Mara is, the Armor is a close second, and of course the HFF is also great, but the Mara is number one when it comes to that. We got two more cars, starting with the Subaru Jukesa. Now this one only came, what was it, like 6th on the street stage, and then came first, second in the 3 races that followed, so I don't know. On paper, if you look at the previous results from the street stage, you would think that this may not be the perfect track for this car. But, I mean, we'll see. This is the overall number 2 after 4 races, after all, so... And there's just a little bit less front-end grip than there is from the Mara and the Armor, so you can't turn in quite as aggressively with this. Wow, you can take that corner that tightly. It is still a great car, but it just doesn't feel like it's got the same handling as the Mara, but the time looks great. And in fact, it's in front. 147.064. Oh my goodness. Well. Is the Subaru gonna take its second win of the series? There's only one more car left, so let's see and find out. You guessed at 146, yeah? So given that the Subaru did a 147.0, if you're gonna win, you're most likely gonna run a 146. Could also be under if the car is just leagues ahead of everyone else, but if it's gonna win, then I think it's gonna be a close one, so it might very well be a 146. Okay, take a deep breath. And let's go. Ouch. Hope you don't mind that. Yeah, the grip from this is just on another level. Just the overall cornering balance, not maybe the most urgent front end of the cars, but just the suspension is damaged again and car is pulling to the right, but I'm gonna finish anyway with a 145.1. I don't know how this keeps winning by such a big margin. Well, it didn't always, but honestly, I'm baffled about this thing's performance. Here, it just felt like nothing could touch it. Like pretty much from the very start, the gearing definitely suited this track much better than most cars. The Mara had similarly short gearing. The handling, it is precise, and the car is just so controlled through the corners, which is extremely important because this track is very bumpy, as you have seen. And this just doesn't care. It just goes over the bumps very smoothly and elegantly, as if they weren't there. And yet it has such, it's soft enough to absorb the bumps, yet it's stiff enough to still corner pretty much flat. Like this really shows the genius suspension setup of this car. I think better than any other performance we've seen so far. Yeah, well-deserved victory. We will go through the times to wrap things up, and then we'll get to the points as well. Okay, so the HFF Motors won with a 145.196. Then we had, surprisingly to me anyway, the Subaru Jukesa with a 147.064. In third we had the Mara with a 147.521. In fourth was the Armor with a 147.831. Then we had the Saishin with a 148.787. Then we have me. Then we have the Bakerfield Acre. 149.356. Then we had the Vihur, which surprisingly only came third to last this time, so 149. 149.448. We had the Cordelia Simba with a 150.689. And we had the Wells with a 254, sorry. All right. So thank you for watching. The points table will be on the forum post as always. No surprises. The HFF is still in the lead overall in front of the Subaru Chukesa and then in front of the Mara. So the top three, actually top four places haven't changed. I don't know if anything below that has changed. I'll have to see later. But anyway, thanks for watching, and the next race will take place next Saturday, and I hope to see you there once again. Have a nice day. See you next time. Bye bye.